Hello children. So today my video is based on the explanation of cash flow from operating activities. In my previous video I told you that in this video I will be explaining you some amazing trick to remember cash flow from operating activities, and with the help of this trick there is a very less possibility of having any mistake in this operating activities. So let's begin with this activity. So cash flow from operating activity. As we know that operating activity is the day-to-day activity of the business, and whatever cash is generated or whatever cash is utilized, okay, through day-to-day activities of business, that is called cash flow from operating activities. So this thing is explained in detail, and these are the inflow and outflow. So children, here you are seeing the inflow and the outflows. The inflows and outflows, whatever is written over here, okay, these things are related to your direct method. This is all related to your direct method, but direct method is not in our syllabus, so we cannot explain the direct method, or you will not get any question related to direct method. So our method is based on indirect method that I am explaining in later on. So see here, before beginning with the operating activity, some of the important points we have to keep in mind. First thing is that cash and cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalent includes what? Cash balance, cash at bank, marketable securities, checks in hand. These are not to be considered for the activity. Okay, these activities should not be considered. Why? Because this activity is related to your cash and cash equivalent. And because cash and securities, short term investments, cash at bank, these are all cash and cash equivalent, so they have to be ignored. Means they are not the part of any of the activity, neither operating nor investing or financing. Second is your bank overdraft, cash credit, or short term loans. So these, any kind of loan, whether it is a long term loan or short term loan, has to be considered as in financing activities. All the loans must be considered in financing activities without any doubt. Next one is your the thing, extraordinary items. Now what are these extraordinary items? These are those items which are not related to any activity. Definitely cash has come in or cash has been utilized in these activities, but those activities are neither operating nor investing nor financing. Some of the examples of this activity is insurance claim received. If a company is receiving in cash the insurance claim money, so insurance claim is neither an operating activity, not a day-to-day activity. Insurance claim is not considered as an investment, or it cannot be considered as a loan taken from bank or insurance company. So, but cash is generated, so somewhere we have to keep this. So generally insurance claim or extraordinary items all are dealt in operating activities as per the format. Compensation paid to employees, any accidental compensation given to employees is again not a part of day-to-day activity of business, neither investment nor financing. So again these are also considered as extraordinary items. So these few points we have to keep in mind, that cash and cash equivalent should not be considered in any activity. Bank and bank overdraft, cash credit or short-term loans should be considered in financing activities. And extraordinary items, that will also be dealt in the operating activity. Okay, because this is as per the account format of accounting standard 3 revised. Coming to the indirect method. Now what is this indirect method? So let's see, in the previous chapter ratio analysis I explained you what is operating profit. Operating profit is what? Operating profit is the situation in between gross profit and net profit. Here we get what? Operating profit. So that's why operating profit can be derived through gross profit and can be also calculated through net profit. But if you calculate operating profit through gross profit method, then it will be considered as a direct method. And direct method is again not in the syllabus, so GP method is not considered. So only one method is left, and that is what? NP. So we have to calculate the operating profit through NP. See here. Now net profit means net profit includes in net profit already all expenses, whether it is operating, non-operating, everything is subtracted. So net profit means it is after subtracting operating expenses, non-operating expenses, and plus non-operating incomes. Non-operating incomes. So these all things are included in net profit. So what we have to do in order to calculate operating profit, we have to remove these two items. We have to remove first of all the non-operating expenses, and second one is non-operating incomes. Only operating expenses will be deducted. So that's why what we used to do, as non-operating expenses already subtracted, so again it has to be added back here. And non-operating incomes are already included in net profit, so again they are subtracted from here. So in this way we calculate what? Operating profit before working capital changes. And still, if you have any doubt in this, then you can refer to my video of ratio analysis, in which I explain the operating profit. Then it will be helpful for you to understand the things. So in this method we will calculate the operating profit by this approach, that is net profit plus non-operating expense minus non-operating incomes. Fine. So now that amazing trick is coming. So listen very carefully. So this trick is something like that. The child has moved out for a trip, and he went to a trip in a forest, or you can say in a national park. And after coming from that national park, he has some sense of pride in him, that I visited the national park, and so that's a sense of pride whenever we visit in these kind of places. So let's begin with this story. So first of all, how to calculate net profit? So net profit is the difference between the balance of surplus at the end of the year minus the balance of surplus at the beginning of the current year. So by subtracting closing surplus minus opening surplus, we will get the balance of what? Net profit. Now here we have to write what? Net profit after tax and extraordinary items. Now why it is after? Because whenever the profit is written in the balance sheet, that profit is always after subtracting tax and extraordinary item. So that's why here it is written net profit after tax and extraordinary items. Now to reverse back the non-operating items, what we have to do? First step of the trick is trip. The child went for a trip. So that first step is what? Trip. T-R-I-P. That is trip. So here T stands for tax provision at the end of the current year. R stands for reserve, amount transferred to reserve out of net profit. I stands for interim dividend, and P stands for proposed dividend. So by adding the items of TRIP, T-R-I-P, okay, why we are adding back? Because these are not related directly to your business activity. So T for tax provision at the end of the current year, R for transfer to reserve, I for interim dividend, and P for proposed dividend. So these four things are added, and after addition of these four things, because extraordinary items is now a minor part of the syllabus, but still, if there is any extraordinary items given, suppose if there is any extraordinary expenses, so expenses are already subtracted from net profit, so that will be added back. And if there is any extraordinary incomes, they are already included in net profit, so it will be subtracted. Okay, so we have to go in reverse order. Expenses will be added and incomes will be subtracted. So that is the first step, TRIP, TRIP, tax provision, transfer to reserve, interim dividend, proposed dividend. Next step, I told you that the child went to a trip to a jungle or to a national forest. So see the next step. So after adding that trip part, then we finally get net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So this is net profit before tax. Now some more non-operating and non-cash expenses have to be adjusted. Now how to list out that non-operating and non-cash expenses? So he went to a forest for a trip. The forest is denoted with WILD, W-I-L-D. WILD stands for what? Written off, amortization of intangible assets. If any amortization is there, written off, then it will be added back. I for interest on borrowings. So interest on borrowings is a finance charges, not a part of your non-operating activities. So again it will be added back. Loss on sale of assets is again a non-operating expenses, added back. Depreciation is a operating expense. Okay, remember this. Depreciation is operating expense, but the nature of depreciation is what? Nature of depreciation is non-cash. So that's why we have to add back depreciation. So first step is your trip. And second step, non-operating and non-cash expense, WILD. Okay. Now then next step, I told you that after coming from the jungle, he has the sense of pride that I visited such a good place. So see the next step. Now the non-operating incomes also have to be adjusted. So non-operating incomes are listed out in this manner. Pride, that is a sense of pride. P-R-I-E-D, pride. P stands for profit or gain on sale of assets. R for rent received. I for interest received. D for dividend received. So that is trip, wild, pride. In this sequence, if you teach your children, or children if you study in this way, maximum items will become in this only. Only some one or two items are left out that we can remember easily. Okay, so trip, wild, pride is the best way to remember the operating activities. Without this will help you to solve the question of operating activities without any fail or without any. Second step, wild. These are all the items of wild. And third step is your pride. So after subtracting non-operating incomes, we get what? Operating profit before working capital changes. So by reversing the non-operating and non-operating non-cash expenses and income, we got the answer operating profit before working capital changes. Now here it is what? Here it is cash operating profit. Remember this. Here it is cash operating profit because we have already reversed back the non-cash items. That is like depreciation. So operating profit before, now see how the working capital has to be adjusted. Now as we know that working capital is what? Difference between current assets and current liabilities. So according to the format it is written that add increase in current liability and decrease in current assets, and less decrease in current liability, increase in current assets. Now see why increase in current liability is added. It's a very good question. Understand this thing properly. Because whenever the current, suppose the creditor last year the creditor of was rupees 3 rupees, and this year the creditor has increased to 5. Why the creditor has increased? The creditor has increased because we have purchased on credit for rupees 2. हमने 2 रुपए का किस में खरीदा है? क्रेडिट में खरीदा है. So when the amount is purchased, amount of goods is purchased on credit, that saves your cash. And you can say when the goods are purchased on credit, the cash is not going out, and instead of that the cash is utilized for meeting other day-to-day expense of the business. So ultimately increase in current liability reduces the working capital requirement of the company. It reduces the working capital, and reduction in working capital will increase what? It will increase the operating profit. So that's why increase in current liability is added back. Whenever current liability increases, the working capital requirement decreases, because you are getting the goods on credit, you are not paying the cash, and that cash is utilized for other business activities. Similarly, decrease in current assets means debtor has paid back you the amount collected from debtor will be reutilized in the business again. That will again reduce your working capital requirement. You do not have to borrow it from any other sources. Again, working capital reduction will lead to what? Increase in operating profit. So in this way, increase in current liabilities are added and decrease in current liabilities are subtracted. So we have to remember only one thing: increase in current liability, decrease in current assets, and just reverse of that, decrease in current liability, increase in current assets. So after adjusting the working capital items, we'll get what? Cash from operating activity before tax and extraordinary item, because I told you this one is your cash operating profit. So that's why it is cash from operating activity before extraordinary items. Now from this we will make the payment of tax. So after paying the tax, whatever amount is left, like the extraordinary income, if the company has collected any extraordinary incomes, that extraordinary income will now be added back, because see, in the very first step we already reverse that step. Extraordinary incomes are subtracted over here. Okay, so in the last step, because the extraordinary income has made cash inflow in the business, so that will be added back, and extraordinary expenses has led to cash outflow, so that's why it is subtracted. So this is leading to what? Cash inflow, and this one is leading to what? Cash outflow. So finally the answer is what? Cash generated. If the answer comes positive, then it is cash generated or used from operating activities, and if it is negative, then it is used. So in this way we will be able to solve the questions of operating activities very easily and without any mistake. Okay, so the sequence for, again I am showing that preparing the statement of operating cash from operating activity is what? Trip, wild, pride. RIP, then WILD, and then pride. Okay, that will be giving you operating profit, and after then increase and decrease in current liabilities and assets will be adjusted. And finally, payment of tax, if it is given, I will take a separate video for payment of tax also, provision for tax, how it is to be adjusted. And then extraordinary incomes and expenses will be readjusted, and finally we get what? Cash generated or used from operating activities. Okay, so this is about operating. In the next video I will be showing you certain numerical problems related to what? Operating activities. Stay tuned. God bless you.